AJ's name had come up, but...
Yeah, no, I think AJ's been finally nicely by the Ukrainian guy. And that's it. 2 losses on the old slate now. And that's it. Done. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't live up to his end of the bargain. And that meant consistently winning against high-level opposition. Failed, fell out of bed. Fortunately, that's why I'm fighting Dillian Whyte, not Anthony Joshua. And that's what it's about.
Before we go, can I just ask...
Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, and he says that AJ is finished in his own colorful words. AJ could not seal the deal. He could not keep winning on the high level. And that's why he's fighting Dillian Whyte. Let me counterpunch. Okay, well, as far as Anthony Joshua goes, Anthony Joshua's been doing this shit when you weren't doing anything. For one. For two, high-level opposition. Who is he referring to? Where was his high-level opposition? See, people get themselves in trouble by talking about other fighters and their resumes and who they fought. There isn't a person that Tyson Fury has fought in the last 3-4 fucking years that Anthony Joshua has fought. If you compare these guys' resumes together from the 18, when Tyson Fury came back, to now, Tyson Fury's resume does not hold a candle. A piece of wax from the candle from AJ's resume. Let's just be real. And I think it's tactless for Tyson Fury to say some shit like, well, he didn't fulfill his end of the bargain. Well, by the Ukrainian. Well, the Ukrainian that you wanted a tune-up fight first before fighting, that we may or may not know that you opted out not fighting and taking the Dillian Whyte fight because you thought about that shit after wanting a tune-up fight for fighting the Ukrainian that beat Anthony Joshua. See, it would be different if Tyson Fury was the guy that beat the guy. He's not. Both of those guys, AJ and Tyson Fury, beat the same man. 2 years apart. 39 and 41. Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko after a 9-year reign when he was 39. Anthony Joshua retired that 41-year-old person 2 years later. Those are the claim to fame since then. But since then, look at what happened. He fell off into drugs and mental illness and all this, where Anthony Joshua started collecting belts. Tyson Fury lost the belts. Anthony Joshua fought people to pick those belts up. Okay, Charles Martin, Joseph Parker, Vladimir. Those are the 3 belts that he had, and then he defended each of those belts. And by the way, Alexander Usyk was a mandatory. Where was Tyson Fury at then? Safiri, Pianetta, who the fuck are they? Then you fight Wilder, right? Get a draw, cool. Then you fight 2 more fucking bums. So you can give Tyson Fury a pass in 2018 because, you don't know what type of shape he's in. He needs fights. Sure, give him Pianetta. Sure, give him Safari. I get that. That's cool. But what was your excuse after fighting Wilder? Why did you have to fight Tom Schwartz? Why did you have to fight Otto Wallin, a sparring partner? Basically, that's what Otto Wallin was, and he gave you hell, by the way. Busted your fucking face up. People thought he won, which that's bullshit. Tyson Fury beat Otto Wallin. But the point I'm trying to make is those 4 fights right there. Besides those, you had Wilder. So you had 3 fights with Wilder and 4 fights with no fucking body. So over half of your resume from 2018 to 2022 has been absolute trash. Over half, mind you. That's 4 fights to 3. And then you fought a guy, basically, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. So I'm not overly impressed for you beating the same fucking guy 3 times. I'm not. And I think, by the way, he beat Deontay Wilder the first fight, round after round. But 3 times? And it like, with Tyson Fury, I think him talking about retirement it just shows a lack or a sense of arrogance. Why? Your resume is trash. You fought Wilder. You put Wilder like on this fucking shelf right below you just to make sure nobody else is on that shelf with Wilder, to make sure you are the top guy on the top shelf. Okay, but understand, you're putting that man there, not meaning he deserved to be there, or not meaning he's the second in command, because he didn't fucking fight nobody either. So he gets the same ridicule as you. The only thing you did was fight and beat him. What else did you do? Nothing. That's why I'm so excited about the Whyte fight, because at least Dillian Whyte has made his own legacy. He sold out arenas. He was in Saudi Arabia. He's done these things. Okay. He is the reason why I think Wembley and that fight at Wembley with him and Whyte will sell. Okay. So for him saying, oh, AJ's finished, AJ has done what he's supposed to do. Actually, AJ, if you really want to get technical, AJ could decide, you know what? I've gave this sport enough. I've made enough money too. And I could walk away. I could walk away from this sport. Two-time unified heavyweight champion, right? Got everything except the WBC, but we all know what happened with the WBC, right? So he could do that. Tyson Fury, I think, has still more to prove, but saying that AJ's done, he's finished, that is, I think also, it could be he's bitter of all that money that fucking just went away after Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua, when him and his fucking promoters could have made that fight. So they claim they could have done, like Bob Arum, yeah, the fight could have been made if Eddie Hearn would have done his fucking job sooner. Remember that? Okay, so, but that still affects who? Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury, like, he called Anthony Joshua's retirement check. So I would be pissed off if I'm Tyson Fury too, because Anthony Joshua lost all that money for my ass. That's my retirement check going out the window. So him saying that he's finished, that's why I'm fighting Dillian Whyte. No, you're fighting Dillian Whyte because you did not want to fucking pay AJ more money to fight Alexander Usyk, the guy that beat AJ. Okay, so don't blame it on Whyte. Whyte was something you supposed to did. Whyte was a person that the guy that had the belt before you had supposed to did, and he didn't fucking do it. Now you're kind of half-ass forced to do it by default because you're like, Rock, softer place. I'm going to pick the softer place. I'm going to go with Whyte. But be careful with what you choose, because a lot of times you think this is the easier route. But in fact, it's not. It may be the route that is fatal or the wrong one. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury saying that AJ is done. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.